Welcome back, everyone. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the TRM Atom. TRM stands for Three Rivers Manufacturing. This is made in the US. Let's talk about some dimensions. Overall length, we're looking at just about 8 inches overall. It's got a 3 1/4 cutting edge. And the handle is 4 1/4 of an inch. The width is, I feel like it's the widest part, coming in at 1 1/4 inches. And the thickness, that's probably closer to 3/8 of an inch. All right, just shy of 3 ounces, 2.93 ounces. Let's take a look at some comparisons. What do I have here? Okay. So the Paramilitary 2 on top, very comparable in overall length. The Military 2 on bottom, much larger. Let's see. How about the 940? All right, I feel like this is probably the best comparisons. So overall length is very similar to the 940, possibly slightly longer. And then compared to the Paramilitary 2, this probably has an eighth of an inch more overall length, but the cutting edge actually goes to the Atom. All right, let's talk about the blade. It's got a stone-washed 20 CV is the steel. TRM noted right there. Manufacturing country, USA. And this is their insignia. So Three Rivers is in Massachusetts. And yeah, it's a city there. Let's see, it's a liner lock. It's got pretty good, very solid lockup. It's using thumb studs for the opener. Now you'll see there I have a white O-ring on it. You can buy a set of O-rings from them if you want to change up the color. I have burnt orange, a blue one, a red one, black one. But I decided to use this color, the white one, mostly so it kind of matches, complements the handle. And we'll get there in just a second. Yeah. Doesn't have any jimping on the blade. So I wouldn't consider this a hard use blade where you would need that jimping on the blade. On the spine, I mean. I do like the stone wash, it's well done. It is a full, well, not full flat, because you'll see the swedge starts right there. So from here it's full flat, but it does angle down towards the ricasso. But it is very slicey. It's quite thin behind the edge. I don't know exactly what it comes in at, because I don't have calipers to measure it. But I've used this, have also sharpened it, and it does cut very well. You can just see the blade stock in itself is very thin. If you were to measure that, it's I even got a bug out right here. Basically, it's slightly thinner than a bug out. Well, no, yeah, slightly thinner than a bug out. All right, let's talk about the handle. So this is their Purple Mountains G-Carta. As I understand it, G-Carta is a combination between G10 and Micarta. It's got a very canvas Micarta feel to it. So it leans more towards the Micarta side, at least the feel and looks. It does feel good in hand, provides a bit of traction, not as aggressive as G10 can be at times, but yeah, it has a good feel to it. So it's got 2 body screws and 1 pivot screw on both sides. Well, except for this one has a couple more for the pocket clip, and we'll get there in a little bit. But I do like the TRM design because, so you see how there's back spacers on the back? You can pop off the scales, and then you will get to another area where the liners are connecting the back spacers right here, the standoffs. It makes it easy if you want to swap out the scales for either a different color, a different material. One of their more popular ones right now is the lizard skin titanium scales. It's got that liner lock, as I mentioned. It's got jimping on it, which is nice. Gives you that extra traction as you're trying to access it. And also they did a good job with the relief right here, so plenty of space to get your thumb in there to disengage. I have taken this apart, and this does run on washers, and it is very smooth. It doesn't quite drop shut for mine. I might have it slightly over tightened. It's a beautiful, like, the Purple Mountains is a great way to describe it. All right, let's talk about the pocket clip. So you do get a titanium deep carry pocket clip with this. And yeah, it's got good springiness to it, so not too stiff. Let's take a shot of this in the pocket. Wow, basically disappears in your pocket. This is a definition of a deep carry pocket clip. Plenty of space in your pocket still, so it doesn't take up too much real estate. I really don't need to even show you what it looks like, but there you go. Easy in and out. Again, the retention is on the softer side. What are my final thoughts? I think the Atom is a great slicing tool. I've used it for multiple things. Actually, I don't recall cutting cardboard with it, but I imagine since it is fairly thin blade stock, it will slice through that fairly easily. It took an edge really easy as well. I do use diamond stones when I sharpen, so it's definitely a plus. Makes it a lot easier, less time to really get your edge. It's got great Ergos, possibly a bit of a pressure right there, but not enough for me to really even consider it when I'm using it. Get your 4-finger grip. This is not ambidextrous, as you can see. There's no pocket clip screws on this side, holes on this side. It is definitely oriented for right-hand carry. You see, there's no real relief on the thumb stud on this side, whereas this side it does. It doesn't come with the O-rings, so you would have to buy them separately. At least when I purchased this was just many years ago. And I think a lot of their new versions are coming out in Magna Cut. And actually, I believe I just recently saw a post there. They redesigned the thumb stud, and I'm not sure if it still has designed to be able to have an O-ring put on it. But this is the older design, I suppose. And yeah, you can put an O-ring on it. Change up the colors if you like. You can see the liners in there. It's nested within the scales. I used to have titanium scales for this, and I liked it. I bought them got the knife as is, and then when the TRM dropped the titanium scales, I picked those up. And they were nice. They were milled. It has a milling pattern just straight across. But I ended up selling them just because I have a lot of titanium knives. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I just want to have something different. So I swapped it back to the original Purple Mountains G-Carta scales. Surprisingly, I don't carry this that often though. And I mean, it's probably because it's a symptom of having more knives than one should. But this is a great EDC in my opinion. It's got a lot of knife. It's, I mean, we looked at, right, overall length was 8 inches. So quite a bit of cutting edge. Should tackle most tasks that you have, and it's lightweight. Thickness behind the edge is, you know, fairly thin, so you should be able to get a lot of slicing tasks done with this blade. I think this is definitely worth a try. The prices, I feel like, have mellowed out. They're not as high as they used to be, even though when I saw the aftermarket scales for a lizard skin titanium, I think they were listed over $200. Higher, I think, because I paid $200 for the other titanium scales. So something to consider, you know, when you want titanium, there's definitely a price to pay for that. But I think this is a great knife. You can find these on the secondary market quite often. I've seen a few pop up in the last month. Yeah. Drop your thoughts. Let me know. Do you have one of these in your collection as well? How you feel about the Atom? It's nice. It feels great in hand. All right. As always, truly appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, stay frosty.